practice the Dhamma. Buddhism is not to believe only. Buddhism is not for the adherence only, devotion only, but to practice. Right? So if you are able to get rid of all the ordinary life, understanding Dharma through listening and practicing, actually you would be introduced as the stream enterer. Now I will explain, after giving the relevant characteristics of Sotapanna, actually what would be the life of a stream enterer. Actually many persons, many followers question that. How do you understand the relevant characteristics of the stream enterer? Actually, first of all, better to understand what are the characteristics relevant to stream enterer. First three characteristics are, those who understand, stream enterers have understood that all the worldly positions, worldly conditions are transient. Here worldly conditions are means sankhara. Sankhara means actually disposition. There are many terms. Dispositions, all the dispositions are temporary, transient. When all the dispositions are transient, they may be sorrowful, bring sorrow. So whenever you cling to those dispositions, actually, or sankhara, actually that misunderstanding would bring sorrow to you. And after that, actually you may understand all the dispositions are soulless, unessential, without having any essence or substantiality. So actually what for this understanding? Now whenever you lead the life, actually whatever you enjoy, sometimes actually enjoyments gained through sensual pleasures. Now when we are leading in sensuous spheres, now we are living in the sensuous sphere. It is Pali term Kamaloka, right? So where there are sensuous pleasures, actually always we are inclined to enjoy those sensual pleasures. But stream enterers, although they are leading married life sometimes, they are enjoying sensual pleasures, but having understanding that all these sensuous pleasures are temporary. Now here, very important to understand, actually no prohibition in Buddhism to actually enjoy sensual pleasures. Now you know, during the advent of the Buddha, many persons leading married life, enjoying sensual pleasures, actually they had become stream enterers, Sotapanna. But their life actually were very different from those who were regarded as worldlings. So therefore here, understanding that anicca, dukkha and anatta, all the sensuous pleasures gaining through our sensory organs are temporary or transient, actually that understanding paves the way to lead very, very unwholesome life, avoiding from unwholesome actions. Now it is not easy to avoid from unwholesome actions actually. We can actually observe 5 precepts to avoid from killing and some other malpractices. Easy to actually express our idea that I avoid from killing and so on. But actually very difficult to practice. Actually the basis for that practice is actually understanding all the worldly pleasures are temporary. Although we are indulging worldly pleasures, actually thinking that all the worldly pleasures are actually temporal. That's why in some suttas, some discourses of the Buddha had actually preached Pali terms. Traditionally actually point out some Pali terms. Appasada kama utta bhagavata. The exalted one, the Buddha, has taught all the sensory pleasures are having limited pleasures. Which means actually thinking that beyond these sensory pleasures actually there may be some other excellent spiritual development. When you develop jhanic conditions actually, when you develop other than some other spiritual qualities than the sensual pleasures, you must experience that. Without experiencing actually these qualities actually you could not be able to understand what are the excessive happiness or pleasures. That's why actually first of all those who are living in the Kama loka, that means where there are sensual pleasures, actually we happen to enjoy them. We can't escape from the worldly life at once, but actually leading worldly life, always we must think. We happen to understand all these sensual pleasures are temporary, so therefore he is thinking, he is formulating his daily life to get rid of these sensual pleasures. Understanding the futility of these sensuous pleasures. That does not mean to get rid of your married life. Actually, some people may misunderstand. Actually, it leads to get rid of married life. But leading as a married life, actually he can understand what are the futilities of leading such a life. That means actually enjoying excessive sensuous pleasures. Now when you actually observe third precept, Kamesu Michachara Veramani Sikkhapadan Samadhiya. Actually no prohibition to enjoy sensual pleasures, but sensual misconduct actually bringing bad results. The Sotapannas, extreme mentalers actually don't practice excessive sensual pleasures. Their sensual pleasures are limited, having limited practices. So therefore actually understanding that all the dispositions are, or sankhara, actually anicca, dukkha and anatta in Pali terms, actually impermanent and sorrow bringing sorrows, and sometimes